Good morning. Welcome to Simply Remarkable. Happy Fun Friday. And are you ready to learn, if you don't have one already, to learn how to create a positive and fun workplace? I'm ready. Let's go. Greetings to everyone. Love our live audience coming to us from LinkedIn, from X, from YouTube, from Instagram, and Facebook. We love to engage with our live audience. Our chat line is open, and we'd love to hear from you because we created this for you. We want you to meet the talent that we have here at Remarkable, a Speakers Bureau, and get to know them personally as we do. So we're just excited to get going. Now, I'm thrilled to have as our special speaker guest today, Andy Masters. Now, he's a fun, creative leadership expert who has written 5 books, earned 4 degrees, and created experiences for over 1,000 events with 250,000 attendees. Wow. Welcome, Andy. We are so glad to see you today. And we're going to be talking about a lot of things. I know you travel a lot. So where are you coming to us from today?
I'm right here in the home office of Orlando, Florida. It's fantastic. And it was, like you said, it was a super busy road show, if you will, in November. But it's good to be back home sometimes as well. So it's great to be here.
Yeah, Christmas with the family. That's great. That's great. Now, Andy, this time goes by so fast. And I just want to tell you, our conversation today, I didn't create all the questions. So we're just going to have fun. We're just going to have fun.
Let's do it.
Now, Andy, you have spoken on stages from Orlando to Dubai. How did you tell us? They asked this. How did you get started at speaking, and what made you know that this was for you?
Yeah, absolutely. And so I have a background in not just the sales and marketing side, but also more the HR and operations side. It's kind of an interesting mix. And to put those together, I broke off into my own business consulting company about 20 years ago, back in the day. And what you do to get business consulting a lot of times is you have to go speak at conferences with business owners and business leaders and share with them some, expertise and some advice and so forth, and in the hopes that they hire you to be a consultant. And I realized something right away, Sue. I realized, wow, I love being on stage and presenting in front of people and being in front of an audience and creating that interaction and that energy and brainstorming and all those sorts of things. And I like that a lot better than I did stuck in some corner office where people are staring at you like, is that guy going to recommend that I get fired? Nobody likes consultants. So, wow, all of a sudden I said, you know what? How can I do this for a living? And, you learn how the business works. You get a website, you get videos, and honestly, a little bit the rest is history, I guess. And so I've been doing this for right at 20 years. Just celebrated my 20-year anniversary.
Yay! That's great. That's great. And you've impacted so many. So that's a fun story. So it's possible. It's possible. People out there think about it. Now, in speaking to companies about creating a fun, positive workplace, ask this. What are some of the most serious workplace problems that you've seen that humor and fun actually solved?
Well, I'm so glad you asked me this, because I think when a lot of old school management people, let's just say that, think about positive work culture and humor in the workplace, their answer a lot of times is something like this. Well, yeah, I guess we should lighten things up a little bit. Okay, maybe we'll have an annual picnic. Okay, fine. Yeah, I get it, morale and so forth. And what's amazing is they don't have a complete grasp of the amazing domino impacts and benefits that creating a positive work culture can do. And I mean, just to rattle a few off the top of my head, so it's just not part of the full program, but you're talking about increasing team spirit, decreasing stress, increasing, improving recruitment, morale, reducing turnover, reputation in the community, and even importantly, improving creativity, problem solving, and ideas directly proven from creating a positive workforce and humor in the workplace. And one last very important one: if anything in your company has to do with serving clients or customers, okay, which most do,
Most, yeah.
okay, there is a direct and proven impact for how is your employee satisfaction culture that will directly impact your customer satisfaction and your client satisfaction, and it's powerful. So now put all those things together, including a few others that I get to and I didn't cover right there, put that all together, all of that can cost little or no budget for you this next upcoming year to make that all those changes. So every single organization should have a strategic plan on how to make this next year the single best year to ever work for this organization, period. Because the domino effects are so important.
Wow. I love hearing that music where it says little or no cost.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a big incentive. That's a big draw. So thank you for sharing that. I mean, that's pretty powerful. And I can see that it can. And today, as you can see, we like fun Fridays, but we have fun a lot anyway. And I told him that I sent you a note saying, yeah, we can wear our fun Christmas. All right, we can do that. And look, he's choosing to be the Grinch, but he's not really the Grinch, okay? He really isn't. It's just a fun thing. So thank you for participating in our countdown to Christmas, because guess what? I just want to tell everybody there's only 13 days till Christmas, okay? So I hope you're on your way. We'll help you count down here. Now, Andy, you share that today's leaders must use vision for the future to become a champion of the cause in their organization to initiate change, real change. Now, how do you help leaders see that vision so that they can become a champion of the cause?
Yeah, and so what's amazing about embracing change is we have to have completely different perspectives, different opinions, see and learn different case studies, be a continuous learner. And of course, we have great continuous learning we can just do online now, okay? So I'm literally just putting in things in not just Google, but ChatGPT and other AI things. And so, what are the most important changes that people in my industry are making? What are customers now thinking? What are the new problems that are out there or that are going to be coming ahead of us in the future, so we know how to react to them? And I think, honestly, I'm a big believer that December or end of the year, this is when we have to make time for ourselves and our organizations to dive into some of these things so that we can now have a plan, have a reaction, start a committee, have a retreat, whatever it is, to take action on the changes that we see in our industry and attack them first on. Because if you're either going forward or you're going backward, okay, especially the way how fast the world is moving now. So embrace change, understand when we need to make change, and then what action items specifically can we have to put those things into motion to be a leader and change a leader in your industry.
Those are key things, simply because it makes a difference so that they can see that. But they have to live it, don't they?
Mm-hmm. You betcha.
Consistently, right?
That's right. That age-old term, lead by example as well. So you have to be the one getting into the trenches a little bit and understanding what are the challenges, what are the problems, what's going to be coming down the road that we anticipate now. And then, I think employees truly appreciate and recognize leaders that are not just thinking about what went wrong last week, but what's going to happen the next 2 to 5 years. And is our leader putting me in position to be successful, maybe to have new opportunities, maybe to grow, develop, or get a promotion because we're expanding in a particular area. And, people recognize leaders that do those things and that's who people want to work for.
Exactly. You want to be that leader that will be remembered.
Yes.
That's the key. That's the key. Now, Andy, what's true about sales, leadership, customer service that nobody wants to admit out loud? And how do you help them handle that truth?
What's true about sales, service, and leadership out loud? Okay. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to segue partially back to our first answer, and here's why. One of my greatest, of course, you got to figure I'm a big quote guy. Gotta love my quotes,
Yeah.
whether it's
Yeah.
from great leaders or books or movies or whatever. And Richard Branson says what I just love. I'm a big Richard Branson guy. He said, "Clients do not come first." What? Yeah, clients do not come first. Employees come first. If you take care of your employees, they will take care of the clients. And I think so. If we look outwards, so much of, hey, here's what we need to do for sales and service and all this, we need innovation. So you need to look inward, because are you creating an environment that puts people in a positive work culture, or puts them in a creative environment where problem solving and innovation is fostered? Okay. And I give some great examples of some of the most progressive companies out there. You know what they're doing? We see these fun things out there, Sue, of like, whether it's Google or whatever, they have, instead of stairways, they'll maybe have a slide that goes from the sixth floor to the fifth floor. And everybody's thinking, oh, that's just silliness. Yeah, it is kind of silly. And I'm not recommending that everybody does it, but they understand that actually creates, chemicals get created in the brain, okay? and when creativity happens. And so therefore, if you want problem solving, innovation, service levels to go up and so forth, we need to look inward. And do you have at the core a positive work culture and appreciating employees? And are they literally having fun and enjoy going to work every day? Because if you do that, so many other solutions will follow without a leader having to push for it. They just happen organically.
Exactly. And that's the key. That's the key. You want them to just happen. And it's magic. It really is when it does, because we know that. Now, Andy, you have been featured by major media outlets all over. Because I want to make sure I don't miss something that everybody's asking, okay? What's the main question that media always wants to know from you?
Well, I think I get asked about the title of my one of my books all the time, because it's kind of catchy. Kiss Your Customer: Why Sales and Service Are Just Like Dating and Relationships. Certainly, we got a lot of media when that book came out, and everyone wanted to know about that. Even chuckled at the title, and it was it was an eye catcher, and it did a lot of radio on it as well. And it's pretty funny, because when a lot of people think about it, they go, "Oh yeah, I think you're probably onto something there." And it's amazing the incredible similarities, Sue, of the same principles that lead to success in personal relationships also lead to success in our business relationships as well. So, of course, the value of first impressions, honesty, respect, communications. I like to joke, my personal expertise, learning how to face rejection, important in personal relationships, important in sales and service, right? And so it's amazing. And so I created this book where it literally has 77 reasons why sales and service are just like dating and relationships. And it's a lot of fun to go through that, but also some powerful lessons that we can learn about not taking people for granted and not taking our best customers or clients for granted. Understand that you are appreciated. We love you. In fact, hey, it's the holiday season. Are we sending our clients and customers, by the way, I'm just making an important point here, all right? Are we sending our clients and customers a gift and letting them know, hey, we appreciate you? Okay, great. Got that as a checklist. But are we sending them the same cheese and wine basket that everybody else is? Okay, and they stick it in the corner. Yeah, put it with the rest of them. No, we're doing something fun, creative, personal to them. Do they love golf? Well, maybe we can send them golf balls with our company logo on it. No, you send them golf balls with their company logo on it, saying ABC, Agni Manufacturing. That's a pretty long word for the golf ball. Agni Manufacturing rocks, or whatever it is, and put some guitars on there. Yes, have fun with this stuff and creative, and put a smile on their faces to let them know we don't take you for granted. we love you. Thank you for your business. Thank you for your relationship. And we want to be with you for a long, long time. So we don't want to take our personal relationships for granted, our spouses and significant other. We want to surprise them, not just when it's Christmas or Valentine's Day. And we want to do the same for our customers and clients as well. So I think, honestly, talking about that, and that's a really catchy, kind of fun, but incredibly important on relationship building, fun topic that, I've done a lot with.
Definitely is, definitely, because people need to hear that. They need to hear that. And also, I've seen, I tend to do New Year's cards and gifts instead of Christmas because they're not expecting it. It's
Yes.
unexpected. And so that's my little tip for the day is that I learned that, because you can get someone, a mass of Christmas things coming in and you could get lost in the shuffle, or maybe they're not even in the office. But if you send them a New Year's greeting and something like that, it really helps. I've learned that throughout
You
my
betcha.
days.
When they're not expecting it, not on Valentine's Day and Christmas and the holidays, you betcha. That's exactly right.
Right. And I try and keep up with birthdays. That's another thing I try and do, because people, that's their special day. And, so that's the other thing. Now, Andy, you've seen thousands of workplaces. Tell us, what do the bottom 10% of the workplaces that you've seen all have in common that the top 10% of the workplaces you have seen absolutely refuse to tolerate?
Well, I mean, that's an easy one. It's leadership. And I put a lot on leaders. It's not an easy thing to do. Being a great leader is not easy. There's pressures coming at you every single day. You've got, budget challenges and sales challenges and IT and innovation challenges and competition coming at you and customer complaint. All these things, it's not easy to be a good leader. Now, with that being said, the bottom, what you're going to find the results of is walking, there's high turnover, of course, that's negativity, absenteeism, all these things. And what's amazing is that's workforce things, right? Now, they might say, oh, we have poor customer satisfaction, or it could even be safety levels. I'm going to throw you a different one here, all right? And what's amazing when you look at inward, okay, did you know that your culture and your workforce that's what leads to positive or negative customer satisfaction. And also what leads to things like safety incidents, because turnover leads to lesser experienced people know what's going on and can respond to customers. Turnover also hits your safety levels, okay? So when you have inexperienced employees, not quite sure how things are, supposed to work, that's when bad things happen. So it's amazing the incredible domino effect it has. Poor leadership, negative work culture, and leading into those negative workforce issues, that affects everything, okay? So, yeah, I can pretty much tell right away, and there's just an incredible night and day difference. And you know what's amazing, Sue? Is wow, these people are right here, these people are right here, these organizations. It is not rocket science, and it does not even need to take a lot of time or a lot of money to make immediate impacts to get your levels up. And so that's actually an optimistic thing for a lot of organizations out there that are struggling. I really believe it's not that difficult and doesn't cost that much money to make a change that can impact everything.
I certainly agree, because that's key. That's what, we're always hearing, that, hey, you just got to focus on the main things, which is the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need results. We need all that. But if the people are not happy, if they're not creative, if they're not doing all those things because they don't see that it's even appreciated, hey, so thank you for sharing that, because that's key.
Yeah.
That's key to 2026. And so that's some things coming in. Now, Andy, you also are so creative, and you use the magical imagery of Hollywood to help leaders recruit, develop, and empower their organizations in a positive work culture, while also it reduces turnover and defeating the staffing crisis that everyone says that we are in, all right? What are the key things of what you share that will make this type of creative imagery work for organizations?
Yeah, and you might have certainly be, I'm sure you're alluding to one of my top keynotes in programs that I do called Leadership Lessons from Hollywood, featuring licensed protected movie scenes from movies such as The Devil Wears Prada, Office Space, and some other fun X-Men. And yeah, and so what's amazing is, look, here's what I tell leaders is, there's a lot of things that that program does. It takes them on a roller coaster ride. And look, there's a reason why some employees run through walls for their leaders and others don't. And it's almost nothing to do with raises and salaries. So, I challenge it. Look, be the boss you've always wanted to have. Be the boss you've always wanted to have. Okay, so all of us learn. How do we learn about leadership? You think, how does any human learn about leadership? Well, we might learn about it maybe taking a class in college or reading some books. And by the way, you know how we learn? The number one way that people learn about leadership in this country, okay, is by watching their supervisor or manager every single day. Now, that could be when they're 16 years old at McDonald's. Okay, that sticks in your brain, or all the way through. That's how we learn. And so we have to, instead of saying, wow, this is how I was treated, I'm going to treat people like that too. It's like, you know what? Be the boss you've always wanted to have. And if you just take that mindset and take a deep breath before you walk in the door of your organization every single day, take a deep breath and breathe that in. What's amazing is leadership can really become easy because you appreciate people, you care about people, you trust people, you give them confidence. And that all of a sudden creates an environment where people want to run through walls for you, where people want to do the extra mile for you, and people want to come up with new ideas on how to make things better to save money, which takes pressure off the leader. And it's just an amazing win-win situation when a leader can be that invisible hero to somebody. And now all of a sudden, I don't have to be in the trenches 60 hours a week. I don't have to go through all the stresses because I have a team of employees willing to rock for me, because I care about them, I appreciate them, and I put them in an opportunity to succeed. So it's amazing how much leadership just comes back to those core things. And yeah, I'm really passionate about letting people know about those things as well. And
That's
having
it.
fun doing it. Using license protected movie scenes from Hollywood is a really fun, cool way to do it too.
That sounds like fun. Wouldn't we all like to be in his audience? And I love
Yes,
this quote.
you bet.
Be the,
Even the
I
Grinch
love,
would love that one. Even the Grinch
yeah,
would love that one.
exactly. You can make the Grinch laugh.
Yeah,
And
maybe I could take a scene from where the Grinch Stole Christmas and put it in there. Something about leadership. It's a new
hey,
idea. I'll try that.
hey, see, we're always learning. We're always creative. We're always ready to create. So thank you for sharing. Now, tell us, what's the uncomfortable truth about employee engagement that HR departments don't want to hear? And how do you help with that issue?
Yeah, and boy, thanks for sharing. Of course, I have, one of my master's degrees in human resources development. As you know, I've presented as a keynote for over 100 HR and SHRM conferences across the country. They are people that are near and dear to my heart, and I truly, at the most basic level, I want to help our HR friends because it is not an easy job. It is not.
Exactly.
Have a lot on their plate, and to be honest with you, there's a lot of negative on their plate. They're having to deal with problems and
Ex-
challenges and complaints and all day long. And so I think one of the things I wanted to impress on my HR friends is to try to look through the clutter and see the positive in creating a positive work culture. Here's what I mean by that. Okay, some people might say, well, positive work culture and humor in the workplace, well, that's just going to create more problems for me because people are going to think that they can just tell, off-color jokes all the time and put inappropriate things. Wrong. We can't live in fear and so we want to, how can we educate and be the expert in your organization on what is appropriate, what's legal, what's ethical. And once we have those boundaries and communicate that to people accordingly, then how can we have the single best culture of any organization in our state? How can we be on those lists that say the best place to work for in our state? And it could be HR could be the initiator of that. So instead of being, let's just face it, I joke about it as well with them, instead of getting sent to the principal's office and the department of no, how can you be the department of yes and the initiator and the heroes so that your CEO and can look at you and say, wow, we've made some amazing changes. We're on these lists. Recruiting has gone up. Talent is up. Innovation is up. We've gone up, and we're doing amazing things moving forward because of the culture that you've helped instill in this organization, and being the expert and knowing what to do as well and what ideas to share. So be the leader, be the initiator, be the change champion of the cause instead of, living in fear and having the reputation of being the department of no, instead of you are the department of awesome. Okay, that's what I want them to learn and hopefully take with them.
Exactly. I love that. Don't be the department of no. I have
You're
no.
more fun being the department of you want people smiling at you, and you
Right.
want to be sitting at your table at lunch, not avoiding your table at lunch, all right? And you can do it. You can do it.
Exactly. Now, Andy, if you could fix only one thing about how leaders and managers communicate, what would cause the biggest ripple effect across every organization?
Well, how they communicate, I think it's awesome. It's going to be transparency. And we are in a world of transparency right now, okay? And even just society, just in general, okay? That's why just going through social media and AI and everything, people want to know what's behind the curtain. So those days of having a department of 8 people and something important is on the plate, instead of, closing my door and saying, you know what, no more calls after 2:30, and then I come out the next day and say, here's the decision I made, and here's the memo that I'm sending out to everybody. Wrong. No. 8 brains are better than 1. Okay. And people want to work, people want to work for people that respect my opinion, that we're in this thing together. This isn't my department. It's our department. I trust every single one of you. It's like, you guys are the leaders here. This is your baby, not mine. You're the one that's in the billing system for 40 hours a week, not me. You're the one that's dealing with the clients and customers for 40 hours a week, not me. What do you guys think on this one? I need your help. Let's come together. Let's have a discussion of what the best way to handle this particular thing is. And you're going to get better decisions, okay? Because the leader is not an expert at everything in their department. You're not. So you're going to get better decisions, and you're going to get better buy-in with those decisions. And you're going to have a department of people that want to work for you. And there's a reason why some people run through walls to their leaders and others don't. And so working with transparency, so you're not nervous all the time. You're not paranoid about what's going to happen. This is your department as much as it is his or hers. So the word transparency is huge right now, along with being authentic too. Authentic and transparency, 1-2 punch right there for sure.
Great. That sounds wonderful. Now, I told you this time went by fast.
It did, yeah.
It did. We've covered a lot. But is there anything that you want to share that we might have missed?
I think the simplest thing is when we talk about creating work culture, that's a lot of pressure for a leader who's already, maybe it's a small business owner or CEO or department head. They already have so much on their plate. And now it's like, I got to think of these ideas too. Wrong. You don't. In fact, how about this? I want you to create a culture committee, a fun committee, an engagement committee, so you don't have to do those ideas. And maybe it's just you have a department of 4 people. What's your 2 or 3 most energetic, fun, creative people? And you go to them and say, you know what? I would love to have so you guys come up with some great ideas on the workplace that you would love to work in this year. So come up with some ideas, and if they're appropriate and cost little or no budget or something like that, let's see if we can make this the department or the organization that you want to make it this upcoming year. So what did I just do there? I put it on them. So you can delegate that. And you know what? Employees want to come up with those ideas as well, instead of us trying to predict what they're going to like. Okay.
Right.
So don't put all the pressure on yourself. Make that committee happen, and then approve some of those ideas and put them in place and make a change out there.
Great tip. Love that. Love it. Thanks so much, Andy, for joining us today. I wish for you a remarkable rest of 2025 because you're already booking for 2026
That's right.
and beyond. And much success in helping leaders worldwide create a positive, fun workplace. Now, event planners, and we've got many here, I know. Did you like what you just heard and saw from Andy? Can you see him coming to your conference, your company, your organization, and bringing his fun and creative message to transform your leadership and your teams? Because it can. Visit our new website. You can see more about Andy and how to have him at your next event, or text me. I am prepared to talk to you right away because we want to turn your next event into an experience of a lifetime with Andy Masters. Now, thanks everyone out there for joining us today. I love what I get to do every day. Thanks, Kendall. Love the content, and he loves our Grinch shirt and hat. So, hey, we're good. We made it. All right. And again, thanks. I love what I get to do every day. And I'd love to be remarkable together. Just give me a call and we can do that. But I also want everyone to remember this season is a season of giving and thankfulness and gratefulness. We need to continue to pray and support those who are still recovering from the devastating effects of hurricanes, floods, fires all over our country, especially here in North Carolina. It's going to be a long-term recovery. And even though the world might have forgotten, we can't forget them. At Remarkable, we support those organizations that are helping people recover from massive, massive destruction. So they still need our help, and that's my reminder to you. Please think about it. Think about it this week. Now, we will see you back here next week. Yes, we will be here every Friday. We don't take off. No, because we love to have this time with you. And our guest next Friday will be Ryan Minton. He's one of our newest speakers that has joined Remarkable. He's an international hospitality and customer experience keynote speaker. He's a 2-time best-selling author, contributor to Forbes Business Council, and he loves working with companies to create leaders and cultures where employees care, stay, and deliver remarkable results. You won't want to miss this conversation. And Andy, I just wish for you and your family a very Merry Christmas, a blessed and great New Year coming up. And to everyone out there, have a great Christmas shopping weekend, because it's a big one coming up. And we will see you here next Friday. Thanks, Andy, so much.
Thanks so much.
Enjoy that great weather. Okay.